The Philistine army boasted a formidable warrior named Goliath, hailing from Gath. He was a giant of a man, his height exceeding 6 cubits and a span. His armor was impressive, a bronze coat of mail weighing 5,000 shekels. Goliath's presence on the battlefield instilled fear in the hearts of the Israelites. He was a symbol of Philistine might, a walking fortress meant to intimidate. Goliath's size and strength made him seem invincible. Goliath's weaponry was as imposing as his stature. He carried a massive spear, its iron head weighing 600 shekels. A shield-bearer preceded him, further emphasizing his dominance. The sheer size and weight of his equipment suggested an almost superhuman strength. Goliath was a walking arsenal, prepared for any combat situation. The Philistine army positioned themselves strategically, challenging the Israelites to single combat. Goliath, their champion, was the key to their strategy. For 40 days, Goliath emerged from the Philistine ranks, issuing his challenge. He taunted the Israelites, mocking their God and their courage. He bellowed his offer of single combat, his voice booming across the valley. His words were designed to provoke, to goad the Israelites into a rash decision. Goliath's arrogance was palpable, fueled by his past victories and his immense size. Goliath's taunts were carefully crafted to demoralize the Israelite army. He questioned their loyalty to their God and their ability to defend themselves. His words were like poison arrows, aimed at breaking their spirit. Goliath's psychological warfare was as effective as his physical prowess. He sought to conquer them mentally before engaging in physical combat. The Israelites were terrified by Goliath's challenge. No one dared to step forward and accept his offer of single combat. The fear of Goliath spread like a disease throughout the camp. David, a young shepherd boy, arrived at the Israelite camp to deliver food to his brothers. He was unaware of the challenge Goliath had issued. David was a dutiful son, sent by his father Jesse to check on his older brothers. Upon hearing Goliath's taunts, David was filled with indignation. He couldn't understand why no one dared to face the Philistine giant. David's faith in God was unshakable. He believed that God would protect him and his people. David's courage stemmed from his deep faith and his sense of duty. He felt compelled to defend his people and their God. David's older brothers rebuked him for his naivete. They saw his courage as mere foolishness. They tried to dissuade him from facing Goliath, fearing for his safety. David's determination to fight Goliath caught the attention of King Saul. Saul was amazed by David's courage and his unwavering faith. David decided to face Goliath with his own simple weapons, trusting in God's protection. David chose 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream and approached Goliath with his sling. He refused to wear Saul's armor, preferring his familiar shepherd's garb. David's confidence was not in his physical strength, but in his faith in God. He believed that God would guide his hand and deliver him from the giant. David's simple weapon, the sling, was a testament to his faith. Goliath mocked David, scoffing at his youth and lack of experience. He cursed the young shepherd and threatened to feed his body to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field. Goliath's arrogance blinded him to the danger David posed. He underestimated the power of faith and the skill of a shepherd with a sling. David, with a prayer on his lips, slung one of the stones towards Goliath. The stone flew true, striking the giant in the forehead. Goliath stumbled and fell, his massive body crashing to the ground. The Philistine champion, the symbol of their might, was defeated by a simple shepherd boy. The Philistines, witnessing the fall of their champion, were routed. The Israelites, inspired by David's victory, pursued their enemies and won a great victory. David's victory over Goliath became a symbol of hope and inspiration for generations to come. King Saul, despite being a seasoned warrior, was paralyzed by fear in the face of Goliath's challenge. He lacked the faith and courage to confront the giant himself. Saul's inaction highlighted the demoralizing effect of Goliath's taunts on the Israelite army. The king's fear had trickled down to his soldiers, leaving them vulnerable and afraid. Saul's inability to act stemmed from a lack of faith in God's power. He relied on his own strength and military prowess, which paled in comparison to Goliath's physical dominance. Saul's fear contrasted sharply with David's unwavering faith. David's trust in God gave him the courage to face the seemingly impossible odds. Saul's failure to act underscored the importance of faith in times of adversity. Saul's armor, offered to David, symbolized the king's reliance on material strength. David's choice to use his simple sling demonstrated his faith in God's protection. Saul's story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of fear and the importance of faith. Some scholars suggest that Elhanan, another Israelite warrior, may have been the original slayer of Goliath. They point to discrepancies in biblical texts and alternative interpretations of the story. This scholarly debate highlights the complexities of interpreting ancient texts and the evolution of narratives over time. The different versions of the story add another layer of intrigue to the legend of Goliath. Some scholars believe that scribal errors or later edits may have attributed Elhanan's victory to David. Others argue that the two accounts refer to different giants, both named Goliath. The debate continues to this day, with no definitive answer. Regardless of the historical accuracy, the story's message of courage and faith resonates through the ages. The story's impact on culture and literature transcends the debate surrounding its historical authenticity. The core message of overcoming adversity remains powerful. The story of David and Goliath has become a universal metaphor for unlikely victories. It represents the triumph of the underdog against a seemingly insurmountable obstacle. The story resonates with anyone who has faced adversity and overcome challenges. It's a timeless tale of hope and inspiration. The David and Goliath narrative appears in countless works of literature, art, and popular culture. It's a recurring theme in films, books, and music, symbolizing the power of courage, faith, and perseverance. The story's enduring popularity speaks to its universal appeal. The phrase "David and Goliath" has entered everyday language, used to describe any situation where a smaller, weaker opponent defeats a larger, stronger one. The story of David and Goliath continues to inspire and uplift people facing challenges. It serves as a reminder that courage, faith, and determination can overcome even the most daunting obstacles.